he's ready to do his yoga. Okay, so we won't use the yoga strap right away, but if you want, just toss it towards the end of your mat. When we come back down to the ground, we'll come back to that. But so come down onto your mat in constructive rest, stepping your feet to a comfortable distance, letting your knees drop in towards each other. Give a second to let everything get nicely arranged so that your shoulder blades feel good, your back feels happy, feet feel comfortable. And then maybe arms in anatomical position about 45 degrees away from the body with the palms facing up, if that's a comfortable position. Any other rearrangement that you like, just so that your shoulders feel good. And then right away as you come to your mat, start to notice that settling in sensation, or if you do have that settling in sensation. I find often when I come down to my mat and I get on the ground, my body kind of does this little ha. So notice if you get that sensation in your body, that coming to your mat, settling in sensation. Allow your arms and your shoulders to get a little heavier. Let your chest and your ribs sink a little heavier into the ground. And then pause and take your awareness to your belly and think solar plexus and belly buttons, or that kind of soft tissue of the belly area, and just notice the movement of breath there. Don't need to change or force the breath, but just notice with your natural rhythm of breath as you start to settle in, notice the movement of breath in your abdomen. And then let your awareness move further down. Notice your feet connected to the floor or connected to your mat. Give your toes a little wiggle, mush your feet around, and just kind of get a sense of how are your feet feeling this morning? Are they warm or cold? Do they feel tight, or are they feeling nice and soft and loose? No right or wrong, but just notice. And then after you wiggled your feet out just a little bit, let your toes relax down to the ground. And now let your awareness come back to your belly. Take a nice full breath in this time. Fill your lungs up. Allow your belly to expand. And then see if you can just slow your exhale down, nice and slow, but a natural exhale. So no need to force the air out. Just let your air come out naturally. Inhale a nice full breath. Fill your lungs up. Let your belly expand. Exhale nice and slow. Take one more nice full breath here. If it feels comfortable, bring your hands to the belly. Take another nice full breath, just allowing that expansion of your abdomen. Nice slow exhale. And then take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Wonderful. And then with that intention set, arms are going to come up into cactus or gold post arms. So elbows in line with the shoulders, 90-degree bend in the arms, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And then once you've got your arms in place, just give a second, rearrange your shoulder blades so everything feels like it's in a good, comfortable position. And then we're going to start by turning the head gently side to side. You might choose to stay with a small range of motion to start, giving a little time for the muscles in the side of the neck to warm up, and giving a little time to just find some range of motion in the cervical spine. The next time you turn your head to the right, turn it as far as it will go. Pause there for a moment. Notice your range of motion. Take a nice deep breath. On your next inhale, bring your head to center and then turn your head to the left as far as it will go. Notice your range of motion. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring your head back to center. And now we're going to add the knees on. So knees are going to start to drop side to side. Start with a small range of motion. Allow a little time to get some fluid in the hips, finding a little warmth in the muscles. And then once you feel like you're finding some warmth, increase your range of motion. And then if it feels good here, you'll add that head turn back in. So head is going to turn in the opposite direction of your knees, but only if that feels beneficial. The next time your knees drop over to the right, let them sink all the way down. Maybe head turns to the left. Let your knees get nice and heavy. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale and bring everything to center. And then as you exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Maybe your head turns to the right. Let your knees get nice and heavy. Take a nice, generous inhale. Slow exhale. On your next inhale, bring everything back to center. And now we're going to walk the feet a little bit closer. So feet are going to be about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands down alongside your hips. Take a second, rearrange everything. Make sure your shoulder blades feel good. Tailbone is happy. And then we're going to lift the toes and the balls of the feet. So your heels are going to be on the ground, feet about hip width distance apart, heels fairly close to the butt. And then with the toes and the balls of the feet lifted, we're going to push into the heels and think a little mini bridge. So barely picking your butt off of the ground. Maybe you could slide one hand under your tailbone and then relax it back down. And then we're going to do that again. So keep the toes and the balls of the feet lifted, push into your heels, lift your tailbone barely away from the floor, release it back down. One more time, just like that. Push into your heels, lift your butt, tailbone slightly away from the ground, and then relax it back down, and then relax your toes and the balls of the feet down to the ground. Pause. And now we're going to push into the toes and the balls of the feet. Lift your heels away from the ground. Keep your heels lifted. Push into the balls of the feet. Lift your tailbone up just slightly. So maybe you could slide one hand underneath your butt and then release your tailbone back down. Keep the heels lifted. Lift your tailbone up just slightly and then release back down. One more just like that. Lift your tailbone just slightly and then release back down, and then lower your heels. And now we're going to take 3 lifts and lowers of the toes and the balls of the feet. So as you inhale, lift your toes and the balls of the feet, exhale and release them back down. Inhale, lift the toes and the balls of the feet, exhale to release back down. Inhale to lift up, exhale to release. And now we're moving on to the heels. So inhale, lift your heels away from the floor, exhale, release back down. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale to lower down. Last one here. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Nice. And then pull your right knee into your chest. Get a little handhold. Draw the right knee in circles. Go in one direction. Draw the right knee in circles. Go the other way. Great. And then with a neutral position, you're going to get a little basket weave to get a firm handhold on the knee or the shin. Push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice big breath. As you exhale, soften, gently draw the knee in towards your chest. And then we're going to switch our handhold. So grab hold of the back of the thigh, make that basket weave again. Push your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. And we're going to take 3 lifts and lowers of the leg here with that pushing out sensation. So as you push your thigh into your hand, lift and lower the leg. Doesn't have to be extremely straight or anything like that. We just want to find a little strength in the back of the leg. And then once you've completed those 3, soften that position, draw the knee slightly in. We're going to floss through the back of the leg. So lift the heel up, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend, bring the knee in towards the chest just a little bit, and then release, heel up towards the sky, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend and bring it in. One more just like that. Lift the heel up, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend and bring it in. And then release that foot back down to the ground, and we'll take it right over to the other side. Pull the left knee into your chest, draw the knee in circles, go in one direction. Draw that left knee in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then let that circling come to stillness. Make a little basket weave. Hold on to the knee or the top of the shin. Push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, soften, gently draw the leg in. And then release your handhold, switch to the back of the thigh. Make your basket weave here. Strong position. Push your thigh into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Keep that strong pushing sensation. Take 3 lifts and lowers of that leg. Doesn't have to be straight, but we just want to bring a little length into the back of the leg. Beautiful. And then once you've done 3 of those, soften that position, and then we're going to floss the back of the leg. So lift the heel up, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend and bring it in. Maybe the knee comes slightly towards the chest, and then release. Heel up to the sky, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend and bring it in. Beautiful. One more just like that. Heel up to the sky, flex your foot, point your foot, neutral foot, bend and bring it in. And then holding on to that left knee into your chest, bring the right knee into meet. So both knees into the chest, get a firm handhold of the kneecaps or the shins, push your knees into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Take a nice deep breath in, feel that strength in your quads, feel that strength in your back, feel that strength in your arms. And then as you exhale, soften, gently draw the legs in. Beautiful. And then keeping those knees together, we're going to draw both knees in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knees in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, re-grab the backs of the thighs. We're going to start to rock and roll up. Take a few good rocks and rolls. We're going to rock and roll up to a seated ragdoll position. So catch a little momentum. And then once you come up, legs are going to go long but wide. So think about shoulder width distance apart with that nice generous bend in your knees. Think up and over with the belly. And then as you exhale, reach toward your toes or your shins or the floor, whatever handhold is going to work good for you here. But then once you've got that space for your belly and your chest, soften through the back of your body. Soften your low back. Take a breath and notice the back of your ribs. Take a breath and notice the compression of your belly on the front side of the body, noticing it against your thighs. Take one more breath, notice the space between your shoulder blades. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully walk yourself back up and in. We're going to step the feet a little bit closer, lean back into your hands, swish your knees side to side, and just massage out the glutes here. So knees are dropping side to side at a range of motion that works good for you. Beautiful. One more swish of those knees side to side. And then we're going to spin those legs around, finding our way onto all fours or come into tabletop position. So take your time as you come here. And if you need to double stack your mat or put a little cushion under your knees, take a second to give yourself all the care that you need. But then once you've found your tabletop position, move right into your cat-cow breath. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale as you round your back. Look toward your belly button. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale to round your back. And now we're going to add on. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, curl your toes under. Exhale, keep your toes curled under, pull your abdomen in, pull your butt back toward your heels. Inhale and come forward, keep the toes curled under, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round yourself back, keep the toes curled under. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, pull it back towards your heels. Nice. And then inhale, come forward, keep the toes curled under, drop your belly, keep the belly down, take 3 nods of the head up and down. Beautiful. And then as your head finds a neutral position, pull your abdominal muscles up and in, Pull your butt back to your heels. Toes are still curled under. And then hang back here. And if it feels good, wiggle your butt just a little bit. So you're finding that stretch through the big toes and all the way down to the pinky toes. And then just take a moment here to assess. Notice how your feet feel towards the further into our practice. When we get to where we're rolling up our mat, we're going to pay attention a lot to our toes and our feet. So just tune in here for a moment. Notice how the bottoms of your feet feel. Take one more good breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, lift up, release your toes, move right into puppy pose. So hips are going to stay in line with the knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat, arms as wide as feels good to you. So you want to make that nice space for your shoulders, and then sink your chest down, forehead down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, walk it back up and in. We're going to thread the needle from here. So take that right arm, reach it up nice and high, thread that hand through and underneath. We're going to go one time, right ear, right shoulder to the ground. Push into your left hand so that left shoulder draws up and back just a little bit. Take one good breath. And then when you're ready, push into your left hand to release back to your tabletop position. And then right away, we're going to switch to the other side. Left hand's going to reach up nice and high. Thread that left hand through and underneath, left ear, left shoulder to the ground. And then once you're there, push into your right hand so the right shoulder draws up and back. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then push into that right hand to lift yourself back up to your tabletop position. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat. Come back to extended child's pose. Pull your butt back to your heels. Reach nice and long and active through your arms. So as your chest and your forehead sink down, we're going to reach through the arms, spread your fingers nice and wide, feel your hands, notice your palms connected to the floor of your mat. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then if you can, keep your elbows connected to the ground. Prayer hands are going to come together behind the head. Take one good breath here. Cool. And then release your hands back nice and long out in front of you. And then we're going to lift up slightly, keep the spine straight, and we're going to take the right hand. So think crisscross arms. So right hand's just going to thread through and underneath, and then you'll rearrange that right hand so that it has the space that it needs, but we're going to keep the spine straight. So rather than that thread the needle where we move the spine with, keep your spine straight, reach that hand through, let your forehead soften down, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, lift up, unthread that arm, reach the right hand out nice and long, and take it to the other side. So left hand is going to thread through across the chest, that crisscross arm, and then we're going to keep the spine straight, soften your forehead down, make whatever space that you need so that arm feels comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. And then lift up, unthread that arm. And now we're going to walk both hands over and off the left side of the mat. Stack your right hand on top of the left. Let your elbows soften down. Notice the right side of your body. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Walk through center, over and off the other side of your mat. Left hand is going to stack on top of the right hand. Elbows get nice and heavy. Forehead soften down. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Beautiful. When you're ready, walk it back through center. And then once you find your way to center, lift your butt up away from your heels, walk your knees back in, finding your tabletop position. In that tabletop position, take one good cat and cow here just to soothe the spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to a neutral spine, curl your toes under, and then as you exhale, lift up into downward facing dog and take a few pedals of the legs, bending one knee and pressing into the opposite heel. Nice. Take one or two more pedals of the legs, and then when you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a folded ragdoll at the top of your mat. Take your time as you find your way there. And then as you come to the top of the mat, make some space for your belly, make some space for your chest, super generous bend in the knees. If it feels comfortable to do so, catch hold of your elbows. Let your elbows be nice and heavy. Let the crown of your head be nice and heavy. So now your gaze should be towards the wall behind you or to the back of your mat, if you can find that. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, relax your fingers towards the ground, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in strong from your navel center, roll up to a standing position, take your time as you come up, and then roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. And then as you come to standing, just give yourself a second, get yourself situated at the top of your mat. And then we're gonna move into the shoulder and the head for a moment. So find a nice even stance on the ground, toes and knees pointing fairly forward. And then once you found that, as you inhale, let your shoulders lift and kind of think about scrunching up the muscles on the side of the neck, scrunching up the muscles on the side of your face. And then as you exhale, you're going to soften your shoulders down, but turn your head to the right. Inhale, bring it back to center. Scrunch the shoulders up, scrunch up your face. Exhale, shoulders are going to soften, turn your head to the left. Inhale, shoulders lift, scrunch up your face, head returns to center. Exhale, shoulders soften, head turns to the right. Inhale, shoulders lift, scrunch up your face. Exhale, shoulders soften, head turns to the left. Beautiful. One more time each side. Inhale, shoulders lift, scrunch up those muscles. Exhale, soften, head turns to the right. Awesome. Inhale to center. Exhale, soften the shoulders, turn your head to the left. Cool. And then just to return back to center, as you inhale, scrunch up your shoulders. Head's going to stay center or neutral. Soften your shoulders down. And then find that lift from the soles of the feet. So think big toe is going to press into the earth, drawing the big toes back towards the heel. So we find that lift through the soles of the feet, and then draw that lifted up sensation up through the center of your body, up through the crown of your head. Nice. And then once you found your way there, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your side. See if you can still keep that pada bandha, that lift from the soles of the feet. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your side. Right hand's going to stay down against the thigh. Left hand's going to reach up alongside your ear, side bend over to the right. Draw that top thumb back slightly. Maybe turn your head, look up towards the sky. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift up with control. Left hand touches down, right hand reaches up alongside your ear. Take a side bend over to the left. Maybe draw that top thumb back. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift up with control, both hands down at your sides. Roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. We'll do that again. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. One more time here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink right into a chair. So butt back, bend your knees. Lift up as you exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, look to the sky. Inhale, reach up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink into your chair. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms, look to the sky. Inhale, reach up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink into your chair. Stay in this chair position. And now we're going to let our hands find the knees. And then you might choose to just bring your weight slightly forward so we can tune in. We're going to take our Uddiyana Bandha, that nice flying up lift. So take an inhale, fill your abdomen up. Exhale, at the end of your exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in just as much as you can. Hold that vacuum sucked belly for a moment. Release the abdominal muscles and then take your inhale. Exhale. At the end of your exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in. Hold it for a moment. Release the abdominal muscles and then take your inhale. One more just like that. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in, hold it for a moment. When you're ready, release the abdominal muscles, take your inhale, and then as you exhale, fold down towards the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to downward facing dog. Nice. From here, pick up your heels, lower your knees. We're going to think big toes together, knees together. Draw back to a child's pose, pull your butt back to your heels. And then as you inhale, come forward, curl the toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog, but we're going to keep that closer position with the feet. Then once you're there, take one good breath, pick up your heels, lower your knees, keeping the knees and the toes together. Release your toes, pull your butt back to your heels. Inhale, come up to table. Curl the toes under, exhale up to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift your heels, lower your knees. Big toes together, knees together. Release your toes, pull your butt back to your heels. Lovely. Inhale, come to table, curl the toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Stay here. Step your feet slightly wider, so maybe feet are about hip width distance apart, or it looks like you could fit 2 fists between your ankles. And then once you feel like you're there, pause just for a moment. Think about letting your heart melt towards your thighs. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to pick up the heels, lower the knees through a tabletop, but right foot's going to step forward, and we're going to find a nice low lunge here. So step your right foot forward, and then you'll rearrange that back knee to a depth that works good for you. So make sure it's a nice comfortable distance, and then find a nice little lift through your heart. Look forward, take a nice big breath, and we're going to take 3 half splits here. We're going to pull the hips back, peel the front toes up, but don't go extreme. You don't need to straighten that front leg, just find a little length. Rock yourself forward, lift your chest, pull the hips back, peel the toes up. Beautiful. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. One more just like that. Rock back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, find that low lunge, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Nice. And then plant your palms, step it back to your tabletop position, rearrange to the other side. So left foot's going to step forward, finding your lunge, rearrange that back knee to a depth that works good for you. Once you're there, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Nice. And then pull the hips back, peel the front toes up. Beautiful. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Rock back, peel the front toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. One more just like that. Rock forward, rock back. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Beautiful. And then step that front foot back for your tabletop position. Curl both toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften all the way down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back, low lunge. You're going to bring the knee down to a depth that works good for you. And then back toes curled under or release, just whatever feels more stable. Lift your hands up. Take a second to just make sure everything feels really nice and stable. And now we're going to bring the hands behind the head, but not to interlace the hands. So just think about an inch or two between your fingertips. So hands are going to find the back of the head. And then once you're here, we're going to pull the hands and the elbows back about 2 inches or so away from the head. And then release, let the fingertips touch the back of the head. Pull the hands back, everything else stays where it is. And then release, fingertips touch the back of the head. Nice, one more just like that. Pull the hands back, release, and then reach your arms up and overhead, look to the sky, lift your chest. Release your hands down, frame your front foot. If those back toes are curled under, release them and then pull back to half splits. We're gonna stay here and then think lift up through the front of the body, create a little space through the front of the body. Soften your nose toward your knee. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. On your next inhale, rock forward, curl your back toes under, pick your back knee up. Right hand is going to stay on the ground. Left hand's going to reach for a little twist. Beautiful. Bring that left hand down to the ground. Plant your palms. Step back to plank. Pause in your plank for a moment. Find that bit of strength. Think front body drawing up nice and strong. Broaden the shoulders. long in the back of the neck. So gazing down between the thumbs, push through your heels, take one more breath. And then when you're ready, release your knees, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug your elbows into your side body as you lower with control. One cobra here, just as high as you like. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. Either push up to a table or find your way up to downward facing dog, whichever feels better to you. Right leg is going to come up into a three-legged dog. You're going to bend that knee. If it feels good, let the hip roll open. Take one good breath. Beautiful. And then step that right foot through to the top of the mat or just as far as it goes. Help it along the rest of the way till you find that runner's lunge. Heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then we're going to step that left foot up to meet, come to forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your side. See if you can find that Pada Bandha again. Big toe pulls towards the heels, soles of the feet lift, lift that energy up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, low lunge. Bring the knee down, toes tucked or released, just whatever feels more stable. Lift your arms up. Nice, and then just make sure everything feels good. Hands behind the head, a nice light touch, and then we're gonna pull the hands and the elbows back about 2 inches, and then release fingertips to the back of the head. Pull the hands back, and release. One more just like that. Pull the hands back, and release. Reach your arms up and overhead, lift your chest, look to the sky. Float your hands down. If those back toes are curled under, release them, and then come back to half splits. Pull the hips back, peel the front toes up, lift through the front of the body, create that space through the belly and the chest, and then soften your nose towards your knee. Beautiful. When you're ready, rock yourself forward, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up, left hand on the ground, right hand reaches up for a twist. Right hand down to the ground, plant your palm, step back to plank, pause in your plank position. One more breath. Cool, and then when you're ready, bring your knees down, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower with control onto your belly. Inhale up to cobra just as high as you like. Exhale to lower down, and then either find your way up through a tabletop or go all the way up to downward facing dog, whichever gets you there and feels happier in your body. Left leg up into three-legged dog. If it feels good, bend your knee, let the hip roll open, take one good breath. Wonderful, and then step that left foot through to the top of your mat or just as far as it goes, and then help it along the rest of the way. Great, and then once you found that runner's lunge, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then we'll step that right foot up to meet, come to forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pause in this forward fold position. Soften the back of your neck. Notice how the backs of your legs feel. Notice your hamstrings. And specifically, just make sure that there's not any zinging sensation up into your butt or up into your glutes. And if there is, bend your knees a little bit. Take one more breath. When you're ready, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Shift your weight over to your left foot. One quick balance here. We're just going to pick the right heel up. Hug the heel in toward your butt. Feel that firing up in the muscles in the back of the thigh. Nice big squeeze. And then when you're ready, release that foot down. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Pick your left heel up. Hug the heel in toward your butt so you feel that muscle in the back of the thigh fire up. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release that foot down to the ground. Find your mountain pose. Find that lift from the soles of the feet. Lift it up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold, knees bent or straight, whatever feels good. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right leg back, low lunge. Bring the knee down, toes tucked or released, your choice. Inhale, lift your arms up, look to the sky. Hands behind the head, nice light touch. Pull the hands and the elbows back. One good hold there. And then release, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, float your hands down to the ground, frame your front foot, pull back to half splits, pull the hips back, peel the front toes up. Beautiful. Rock yourself forward, curl the back toes under, pick the back knee up. Right hand down, left hand reaches for a twist. Left hand down, plant the palms, step back to plank, pause in your plank. And now with this nice strong plank here, we're going to take the right toes, step them off the right edge of your mat, give a little toe tap, bring it back in with control, left foot off the left side of your mat, toe tap, bring it back in with control. Bring the knees down, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower with control. Inhale up to cobra, just as high as you like. Exhale up to down dog or through table to down dog. Right leg up into three-legged dog, bend the knee, let the hip roll open, take one good breath, and then step that foot through to the top of your mat. Take your time, get your lunge arranged, and then once you're there, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. Beautiful. Step the left foot up to meet, come to forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down, left leg back, low lunge. Bring the knee down, toes tucked or release, your choice. Inhale, arms up. Hands behind the head, nice light touch. Pull the hands and the elbows back, hold it for a moment. Release arms up to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands come down, one half splits, pull the hips back, peel the front toes up, soften your nose toward your knee. Beautiful, and then rock forward, curl the back toes under, pick that back knee up. Left hand down, right hand reaches for a twist. Beautiful, right hand down, plant the palm, step back to plank, pause in your plank. Right toes touch off the side of your mat. Bring it back in. Left toes touch off the side of your mat. Bring it back in. Release your knees, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug the elbows into the ribs. Inhale up to cobra, just as high as you like. Exhale up to table or up to down dog. Left leg up nice and high, three-legged dog, bend the knee, let the hip roll open. And then when you're ready, step that foot through to the top of your mat. Find your runner's lunge, get your lunge arranged. And then once you're there, heart forward, look forward, take a breath. And then we'll step that back foot up to meet, come to forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. We're going to press the palms together, keep the elbows wide, lift your heels away from the floor. And now we're going to tippy toe walk our way to the back end of your mat. So if you can, play around with your proprioception. Keep your gaze forward. Tippy toe walk yourself to the back edge of your mat. Nice. And then once you've found the back edge of your mat, release your heels down. Step all the way off the edge of your mat so we have a little access to the end of our mat. Now from here, inhale, arms up. Exhale, super generous, bend in your knees, fold down to the ground. We're going to roll our mat up. So think two little rolls. So flip it once, flip it twice so you get a little roll in your mat. And then once you found your way there, step just your toes onto the mat. So your toes are up on that little lip, but your balls of your feet and your heels are on the ground. Bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position. And now we're going to keep just the right toes on the roll. Step your left foot off for a little staggered stance. We're going to take 3 heel lifts here, but keep your right toes on the mat and then try to keep your ankle in a nice, steady, even position. So don't let it buckle out or buckle in. Inhale, lift your right heel away from the floor. Exhale, lower it with control. Inhale and lift. Exhale, lower with control. Beautiful. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower with control. Now we're going to switch. So left toes are going to be on the little roll. Right foot's going to step off, stagger your stance, and then we're back to that heel lift. Inhale, lift your left heel up. Exhale to lower with control. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Lovely. One more just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Step your right toes back on the roll. So both sets of toes on the roll. Inhale, raise your arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Stay in that folded position. Step your toes off of your mat. And now we're going to roll again. So give 2 good rolls. So now our roll is getting a little bit taller. Walk yourself back up. Right toes on the mat, just the toes, the ball of the foot stays off. Left foot is going to stay off. Bend your knees a little bit, pull the abdominal muscles in, roll up, stagger your stance, or bend your left knee. Back to those heel lifts. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Lovely. One more just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Nice. Step your left toes onto that roll. Step your right foot off. Stagger your stance back to your heel lifts. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower with control. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, stepping both sets of toes onto the roll. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold down towards the ground. Stay in that folded position. Release your toes from your roll. And now we're going to roll 2 times. So roll twice, walk your feet forward, roll 2 times again. So now you should have a really good thick mound. Once you're there, walk your feet forward, right toes on that roll, left toes stay off. Lift your left heel. We're just going to go 1 lift each side for this higher mound. So once you've got your toes on the roll, lift your heel up away from the floor. Lower with control. Step your left toes onto the roll. Right foot off. Stagger your stance. Inhale and lift up. Exhale to lower. Nice. And now we're going to step both toes and the balls of the feet onto that mound. So now you're going to get a little bit of a flexed foot. Once you're there, inhale, both arms up. Exhale, a little micro bend in the knees, hinge from your waist, fold down towards your feet. If you can, touch the roll, straighten your legs just as much as feels good. Make some space for your belly and your chest. Let your forehead soften down. Notice your heels. Notice your Achilles heel, the back of your calves. Take a nice big breath. Wonderful. Keeping your hands on your little roll. Step your feet off. We're going to roll 2 more little flips. So roll it forward 2 more times and then walk your feet towards the roll, but keep your feet off the roll. And your hands are going to be on the roll. And now we're going to try and do a little wrist tap. So pick up your right toes, touch your right hand, set that foot down, pick up your left toes, touch your left hand, set that foot down, pick up your right toes, touch your right hand, set it down, pick up your left toes, touch your left hand, set it down. Nice. One more time each side, touch your right, set it down, touch your left, set it down. Wonderful. Now from here, roll your mat as far as it can go. So as much rolled up as it can be. And then once you've got your way here, we're going to slightly come up so that you can step your heels onto your roll. So our feet are going to be nice and wide to the outer edges of the mat, heels on the roll, toes in the balls of the feet on the floor. Once you're there, make sure there's a slight external rotation in your toes. So toes should be pointing out at an angle. And then we're going to come down into our Malasana with that support of the roll underneath your mat. So prayer hands to heart center, press your palms together, start to bend your knees, sink your butt down. You always have the option to bring your hands down to the ground if that's a way to control this lowering. But if you can come all the way down, just as deep as your body allows with your heels on the roll, elbows to the inner thighs, prayer hands together, push your elbows into your inner thighs, get a little bit taller here. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Great. Now, right hand is going to leverage against the inner thigh. So we're going to reach the right hand, let your tall fingers touch the ground, leverage the back of your hand against that inner thigh. Left hand's going to reach up. So think a light little twist, look up to your left hand, take a nice big breath, and then release. Left hand into that inner thigh, leverage against that leg, tall fingers, reach your right hand up, look to your right hand, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Release that hand down. Both hands are going to touch the ground. We're going to lift the butt up. So think forward fold. And then from here, step your feet off of your little roll and then push your mat all the way back down to the end. Unroll your mat. And then we're going to find our way down to the ground. So once you've got your mat all set up, come down onto your butt, roll your way all the way down to the ground and have your yoga strap or your TheraBand handy. Super. Once you found your way down to the ground, bent knee position, heels close to the butt, hands alongside the hips. We're going to lift up into a bridge and we're going to hold that bridge. So press into the backs of your arms. Inhale, lift your hips up. Keep that lifted position. Imagine your knees are reaching toward your toes. So you feel a little sensation through the top of your quads, through the front of your hips. Arms are still pressing into the earth. A tiny little lift of your chin just to make a little space in your throat. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll down through the spine. So think upper back, middle back, low back. Once your hips touch the ground, pull both knees up into your chest. Give yourself a light little squeeze. Hold on to your left knee. Right leg is going to extend nice and long. Wind relieving pose. We're going to hold on to that right knee and then think about drawing your nose towards your knee. Take one good breath here. Beautiful. Release your head down. Switching sides. Pull the left knee into your chest. Let your right leg go nice and long. Once you've got a good handhold, curl your head up, nose towards the knee. Beautiful. And then release your head down. Both legs are going to come into a bent knee position. Grab your yoga strap or your TheraBand. And now we're going to catch hold of the right foot. So make a little loop so that you can catch hold of the bottom of the right foot. And then from here, we're going to hold on to both ends of your strap or your TheraBand with a firm handhold. You're going to push your heel actively down towards the ground and your hands are going to resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale to soften and gently draw the leg in just a little bit. And then we'll do that again. Push your heel down towards the floor. Arms are going to engage, so keep a resistance. Put that active sensation in. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, soften that position and draw the leg in gently. Wonderful. One more just like that. Push your heel down towards the floor. So what we want to find is the muscles in the back of the leg getting active to try to push that leg down. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften, gently draw the leg in. Beautiful. And then leg is going to find a neutral position. So think heel in line with the hip. Slide your left leg nice and long. And now we're going to re-grab both ends of our strap or our TheraBand. So same hand, same foot. Left arm is going to open out nice and wide like a little bit of a kickstand. And then we're going to flex the left foot and anchor into the left leg. Take your right leg slightly across the midline of the body over to the left, and then open it out nice and wide. Bring it back through center, slightly across the midline. Take it out nice and wide. Bring it back to center, slightly across the midline. And this time, take it out to the right as wide as feels comfortable to you. Let the leg drop out nice and wide. And you might even choose to do a slight external rotation so the toes are sort of pointing down towards the floor just to create a little bit more space if that feels good. Take one more breath. And then with control, bring the leg back to center. We're going to switch our hand hold. So you're going to grab both ends of your strap with your left hand. Right arm is going to open out nice and wide. And now you're going to take the leg over to the left, just to the point where you feel a little sensation through the outside of your right thigh. So think IT band and gluteus medius. Once you feel a little sensation there, pause, take a nice deep breath in, slow breath out. Beautiful. And then bring that leg back to center, re-grab both ends, a little micro bend in the knee, draw the leg in just to the point where you feel a good sensation through the back of the leg. Take one good breath. And then when you're ready, soften your knee, release your foot from your strap or your TheraBand, set it down, step your left foot in. So both knees in a bent knee position, pause for a moment. Notice how one leg feels a little different than the other. Great. And then when you're ready, we're going to catch hold of the other leg. So catch hold of your left foot, make that little loop, a nice firm handhold with the leg in line with the hip. Push your heel down towards the floor. Hold on tight. Arms are going to help create that resistance. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, soften the back of the leg, draw the leg in gently. Lovely. Bring that heel back in line with the hip. Push your heel towards the floor. Resist with your arms. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften and draw the leg in. One more just like that. Push your heel down towards the floor. Hands are going to help resist. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften, draw the leg in. Cool. And then bring your heel back in line with your hip. Right leg is going to go nice and long. We're going to flex that right foot, anchoring into that right leg. Hold on to both ends of your strap with your left hand. So same hand, same foot. Right arm is going to come out like a little bit of a kickstand. We're going to take the leg slightly across the midline of the body and then out to the left, nice and wide. Slightly across the midline of the body and then out to the left, nice and wide. One more just like that, slightly across the midline of the body. And now out to the left, nice and wide as feels good to you. And you might choose to externally rotate the toes so that you create a little bit more space. When you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to bring that leg back to center and then switch your hand hold. So right hand is now going to hold both ends of the strap. Left arm opens up nice and wide. And now take that leg slightly across the midline of the body to the part where you feel a little sensation through the outer edge of your thigh and the side of your glute. Once you feel like you're there, pause, come back to your breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully bring it back in. Re-grab both ends of your strap. Gently draw the leg in just to a point where you feel good sensation in the back of the leg. Take one good breath. And then when you're ready, soften your knee, release your foot from your loop, set both feet down onto the ground in a bent knee position, and then pause for a moment, notice. Nice. And then from here, we're going to move right into supine twist. So bring that right knee into your chest. Left leg goes nice and long. Bring the right knee over and across the body. Right arm opens out nice and wide. Head turns to the right. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, pull the right knee into your chest. We're going to slide the left leg in, bring it right into a figure 4. Rotate that right knee, right leg across the left, lift the left leg up, thread your hands through, grab hold either the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, hug it gently in, take a nice deep breath, slow breath out. Release, unlace your legs, and we're going to take it right to the other side. So left knee is going to pull into the chest, right leg is going to go nice and long. Take that left knee over to the right, over and across the body. Left arm opens wide, head turns to the left. Awesome. When you're ready, pull the left knee into your chest, and then we're going to set ourselves up to that figure 4. So slide the right leg in, left leg across the right, lift the right leg up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, just whatever handhold works good for you. Draw the legs in, take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to release into legs up the wall. So unwind your legs, shoot both heels up towards the ceiling, but keeping a little micro bend in the knees just so that we're keeping a soft tenderness in the backs of the legs. Let your arms come out into anatomical position. So about 45 degrees away from the body, palms facing up, just to make sure that the shoulder heads feel good. Once you found your way there, look up at your feet, spread your toes as wide as you can, and then soften. Spread your toes as wide as you can, and then soften. And do that one more time. Spread your toes as wide as you can, and then soften. And now, like you're making prayer hands with your feet. So you're going to try to bring the soles of the feet together, and then release. Bring the soles of the feet together, and then release. One more time, bring the soles of the feet together, and then release. Keep your left leg nice and still. Give your right leg a good gentle shake. Right leg is going to come to stillness. And once your right leg is still, give your left leg a good gentle shake. Left leg comes to stillness, bend both knees, float your feet down to the ground, and then step them out slightly wide to the outer edges of your mat. Come back to your windshield wipers, gently rocking the knees side to side. The next time your knees drop over to the right, let them sink all the way down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, bring the knees to center. Exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Let them sink all the way down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, knees back to center. We're going to walk the feet in closer, so heels close to the butt, feet about hip width distance apart. Inhale, just lift your toes away from the ground. Exhale, soften your toes down. Inhale, lift your heels away from the ground. Exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, lift the toes and the balls of the feet away from the ground. Exhale, lower the toes and the balls of the feet. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale and lower your heels back down. Beautiful. And then from here, start to find your way into your Shavasana. So if you're in a cold room, maybe put your socks on, put your sweater on, or set your blanket up, any of those little comfort care things. So you get nice and cozy. And then ask your body where would be the best position for you to find a little stillness. So maybe you choose to come back to constructive rest, which can be supportive to the low back. Maybe you need a little more action for the hips, so take it into reclined cobbler's pose, but preferably tucking some pillows under your thighs so everything feels supported. Or maybe take that more traditional shape, or roll over onto your side, or flip over onto your belly. Whatever feels like it would be a really nice, comfortable position for you. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wake up your fingers, wake up your toes. If you've got a blanket on or any other props, go ahead and scooch them out of the way. And then start to reawaken your limbs. Maybe move your wrists and your ankles, maybe bend your elbows, wiggle your knees. And then if it feels really great to do so, take a big good morning stretch like a yawn. Stretch your arms up and overhead, reach long through your toes, Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. And then when you're ready, at your own pace and in your own way, start to find yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So maybe come up to Sukhasana with your legs crossed, but any other seat that feels good. You can even extend your legs out nice and long, whatever allows you to sit up nice and tall. Awesome. And then once you found your way there, we're going to bring our palms together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. And then once your hands feel nice and warm, we're going to roll them into light little fists. Locate your hip bones, give 3 light taps to the hips. Bring your palms back together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. Once you feel a little warmth in the palms, roll into a little fist, low belly underneath the belly button, 3 light taps. Bring your palms back together, fire them up, get them nice and good and hot. Once you're good and hot, roll them into light fists, solar plexus, give 3 light taps. Bring your palms back together, fire up your palms, get them nice and good and hot. Roll them into little fists, 3 light taps to the heart center. Palms back together, fire up those palms. And now from here, we're going to make like we're making a little shadow puppet butterfly. So we're going to hook the thumbs and then just wrap the hands gently around the throat. Close your eyes down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then from here, release your hands right on top of your heart, just stacking one hand on top of the other. Close your eyes down, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. Keeping your head in a bowed position, release your hands from your heart and just with light fingers, find the crown of your head. And then we're just going to give 3 light taps to the crown of your head and then lift your head up, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Tuesday.